Hello friends, it is April the 1st of 2022. This video is about a collection update. I've purchased a bunch of albums over the last little while and I'm just going to present those to you. First is Dimmu Borgir with For All Tid. This album was released in 1995. This is Dimmu Borgir's first full-length album. I've been a big fan of Dimmu Borgir since my early 20s, so I'm just trying to get all of their albums now. And yeah, like I said, this is their first full-length album, and their sound has changed pretty considerably throughout the years. So it's really interesting to hear where they started. And yeah, this album is really interesting, really good stuff. I definitely enjoy this one. Okay, so that is Dimmu Borgir with For All Tid. Solitude Eternist with Adagio. This album was released in 1998. Solitude Eternist. I believe they have 6 full-length albums out. They are no longer around, unfortunately. I believe they were from Texas. Great band. They have more of that kind of like traditional doom metal or epic doom metal style, and I really enjoy their music quite a bit. I have most of their albums, but I am missing their first two full-length albums, so at some point I will get those ones, okay? But yeah, great album right here. I highly recommend this band, okay? So that is Solitude Eternist with Adagio. Pentagram with Review Your Choices. This album came out in 1999. I'm a huge fan of Pentagram. I am in the process of getting all of their albums, and yeah, this one right here is excellent. I really enjoy this one quite a bit. Pentagram are just such a legendary doom metal band, and yeah, great music. They've released so many great albums, okay, and this one is just fantastic, okay? So that is Pentagram with Review Your Choices. Hatebreed with Perseverance. This album came out in 2002. I actually found this at a thrift store about a month ago, and I was actually pretty surprised that I found it. I think I paid maybe like 50 cents for it, and yeah, really good stuff. I'm not really a big fan of like horrorcore or metalcore necessarily, but Hatebreed are a band that I can definitely enjoy. I do recall purchasing one of their albums many years ago, back when I was in my teens, and I always wanted to get another one of their albums, and so I found this one at that thrift store, and yeah, I definitely had to get it, and I've listened to it a fair bit since I purchased it, and yeah, I definitely enjoy it. I mean, it's very good stuff. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of horrorcore or metalcore or any sort of core type music, but Hatebreed are pretty good, okay? Alright, so that is Hatebreed with Perseverance. Black Label Society with Doom Crew Inc. This album came out in 2021. This is Black Label Society's most recent album. Great stuff. I really enjoy Black Label Society. They're a band that I've really gotten heavily into over the past 3 or 4 years. So I definitely want to get more of their albums, and yeah, just such a great band. And Zakk Wylde is just such an incredible guitarist and vocalist. Really good stuff. I really enjoy Black Label Society. It's such an incredible band, okay? And this album is just fantastic. This is, yeah, it's just a great album, really. It's very mature sounding, and yeah, just lots of very well written songs on here, okay? Alright, so that is Black Label Society with the Doom Crew Inc. At the Gates with At War with Reality. This came out in 2014. Yeah, I finally decided to purchase this album. I remember when it first came out, and I don't know why I didn't purchase it back then, but I suppose I wasn't really into At the Gates at the time. But I do have a couple of their other albums. I do have Slaughter of the Soul, which is such a phenomenal album. That's an album I've listened to so many times. Yeah, just such a legendary album, such a great melodic death metal album, and so I've decided to finally get back into them again and listen to some of their more recent albums, and this one right here is pretty good. I'm actually surprised with it. It's actually, yeah, it's very good actually. Really enjoy this stuff. So it would be nice to get their two most recent albums, because they have released 2 more albums since At War with Reality. This was actually like their comeback album because they hadn't released an album in such a long time. And yeah, it's pretty good, okay? So that is At the Gates with At War with Reality. Okay, I got a bunch of new metal albums here. I'm a big fan of new metal, and so yeah, I just have recently purchased a bunch of new metal albums, okay? So I got Slipknot with their self-titled album. This came out in 1999. Yeah, I do remember listening to this album when I was like 15 years old, and I never purchased it. I never purchased this album up until now. I just decided to finally purchase it. I remember enjoying it quite a bit back when I was like 15. I think I had like a dubbed cassette of it. I think I had like a school, somebody that I went to school with at the time, they had the album, and I borrowed it from them and dubbed it to a cassette, and I do recall listening to it a fair bit. And so yeah, it's just great to revisit this album again, and I definitely can enjoy it. I think it's actually fairly good. Slipknot are a band that I've kind of dismissed for many years, but I must say that they do write some pretty good music. Okay, all right, so that is Slipknot with their self-titled album. Slipknot with Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. Yeah, this one is pretty good as well. There's some really, really good songs in this one. I really like the song Duality. I've listened to that song a lot throughout the years, and yeah, I just decided to finally purchase this album. It's pretty good production, good songwriting. Like I said, Slipknot are actually a fairly good band. You know, I've kind of ridiculed them throughout the years. I kind of, you know, like I said, dismissed them, but yeah, they do write some pretty good music, and so I can definitely appreciate them. Okay, so that is Slipknot with Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. Okay, and the last album on my list, all right, this is Limp Biscuit with the Significant Other. This came out in 1999. Yes, Limp Biscuit are one of those bands that I've, you know, ridiculed a fair bit throughout the years. But you know, when I was younger, back in my early teens, when they were really popular, and I definitely listened to them a fair bit. You know, I definitely enjoyed them back then, back when I was, say, around 14, 15 years old. Never purchased any of their albums, but I did listen to them a fair bit, and I mean, I always ridiculed them a fair bit throughout, you know, throughout my 20s and 30s. But it's interesting to have this album in my collection. It is a nu metal classic, and I mean, I could certainly appreciate some of their music. I mean, I think they're decent, yeah. And like I said, I'm a big nu metal fan, so I just found it necessary to have this album in my collection. Okay, so that is Limp Bizkit with Significant Other. Okay, so those are some recent albums that I've purchased, and yeah, lots of great albums here. Okay, so let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I'm always curious to know what you guys think. Okay, so I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really, truly appreciate it. Okay, so take care, my friends. Cheers.